Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we've got some pretty big updates for the new car market. Before we get into this video though, as always, if you're going to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get right into it. We are going to start things off with a data set from Cox Automotive. So new car inventory stands at 1.96 million units that are currently available for sale. That represents a 55-day supply, and we have an average listing price of just over $47,000. Now the thing that's interesting is listing price has continually declined as the months have progressed this year, but average transaction price hasn't necessarily declined. Month over month, average transaction price actually slightly increased at the same time that listing price slightly decreased. So what that means is dealers are listing their cars for a lower dollar amount, but they're ending up selling them for a higher dollar amount. It's probably accessories and everything the dealers are throwing on the cars are kind of famous for that. Now, Cox Automotive estimates that we're going to see about 15 million new vehicles sold in the 2023 sales year, and so that is quite a substantial increase compared to last year. Now, the next thing to note is that inventory levels vary massively by brand and by segment. The luxury car world is seeing inventories rise at a quicker rate compared to the non-luxury world. With non-luxury cars, the day supply is 54 days, whereas with luxury cars, the day supply is 60 days. I know it doesn't seem like it's a big difference, but it shows the trend that there are fewer and fewer buyers for these luxury cars. And again, inventories are building up. I mean, you look at non-luxury, 1.65 million vehicles, whereas you look at luxury, over 300,000 vehicles are available for sale right now. And then if we look at individual brands, the thing that is most shocking is Jeep. They have a day supply number of 155 days. They are by far the largest in terms of day supply in the auto industry. If you guys don't know what day supply is, this is the amount of days that it would take Jeep, for example, to sell out of all of their cars, 155 days based on the current sales pace. And if you look at the graph, actually I can just kind of show it to you guys right here. I know, not the best thing here, but the line there at the end that's extra tall, that is Jeep's day supply number. Now, if you guys are wondering, manufacturers that still are pretty constrained, Toyota, Honda, Lexus, Kia, BMW, Subaru, Land Rover, Cadillac, Hyundai, Chevrolet, and Porsche are all below the national average. And then at the top end, like I said, Jeep, Infinity's high, Ram, Jaguar, Chrysler, Buick, Lincoln, Dodge. I mean, pretty much all of those, it looks like they're all over 100 days now. More and more manufacturers with over 100-day supply of inventory. And if you guys are wondering the vehicles that are selling really well, it's affordable vehicles like I've been talking about time and time again. So like you look at stuff like the Honda Civic, the Toyota Corolla, those are selling really well. And then if you look at the vehicles that aren't selling really well, it's big expensive SUVs and big expensive full-sized pickup trucks. Those are the vehicles that have a large day supply. Now, the last thing that I find absolutely fascinating from this report is the day supply within certain regions. So what they basically mention at the end of the report is that so areas like Cleveland and Los Angeles and Florida didn't have a large day supply. So like Miami, Florida, for example, 47-day supply. But a lot of the northern states seem to be building up with day supply, and then a lot of the western states as well. So like Denver rather, has a day supply of 64 days. And so this shows the difference in markets around the US. And this is something that I talk about all the time. There are huge market differences. So like if you're buying a car in Los Angeles, you're going to have to pay all the money for it because availability is not all that great. But if you just, increase your search radius to, let's say, Colorado, they have a lot more inventory available. So that means the deals are going to be much better. Now, the last bit of information I'm going to go over is in a separate report, and this is new car affordability. It's actually improving at the same time that average payments are going up. So yes, car payments on average are increasing, but affordability is increasing. That's because the average amount of money that Americans are making is increasing. It's increasing at a faster rate that payments are increasing. And so new car affordability is still at an all-time low in the sense of new cars are really expensive, but it is improving. So to quickly wrap things up with today's video on the new car market, this shows that the general trend of new car inventory improving is, continuing, and this will continue till the rest of the year because manufacturing is continuing to increase, but the sales pace, the sales rate with new cars is not increasing. It's actually decreasing in certain regions. And so that obviously is leading to an increase in day supply of cars and just overall inventories. Dealers have more inventory today than what they had just a few months ago. And so this is going to be positive for the consumer because this means that the discounts are going to continue to increase. Now, I don't see them increasing at a huge rate anytime soon, but I think it's going to be, a slow, steady increase, just like we're seeing a slow, steady increase in inventories. But again, the biggest takeaway from this report is the regional differences. And again, like I said earlier, this is something that I hit on all the time. This is a market where shopping outside of where you live is going to be extremely important because, again, if you live in Los Angeles, for example, and you want to, keep things local, well, understand that you're going to have to pay a heck of a lot more money by keeping things local instead of going out of your state and buying elsewhere. And so if you are in the market for a new car, then I would shop around and not just shop around locally, shop around outside of your state, especially if you're in some of the regions that are really constrained with inventory. Because chances are you'll be able to find the same exact vehicle that you're looking at locally somewhere else for significantly less money. But just understand that if you do buy out of state, then there are going to be costs that you'll have to pay that you wouldn't have to pay locally. So you need to make sure you get all of the costs up front before you go forward with the transaction. So like if you buy locally, right, you just drive down to the dealership, you trade in your vehicle, and it's a pretty simple transaction. If you buy out of state, well, some dealers don't like to take trade-ins out of state. So then you might have to sell your car outside of the deal. And then how are you going to get the car? Are you going to fly out, right? There's a cost associated with, flying and then driving the car back, right? There's gas costs. And then if you don't want to do that, shipping, right? There is a cost associated with that as well. So just make sure you get all the costs bundled up together so then you can do the price comparison. Like maybe you find that a dealership out of state is willing to sell you a vehicle for $2,000 less than an in-state dealer, but then after shipping and travel costs and anything else associated with it, you find that you end up spending $3,000 more on the out-of-state car, even though it's discounted at a higher rate. So just do your research. I'll see you.